Any audio troubles I may have had in the last couple of clips, couple of videos, should be alleviated. If you've got the like a little fucking Rode mic, like the one I've got, on my head, and you get it for your phone, you need a fucking special cable. You can't just buy it on Amazon. You got to get it from their website. So mine was kind of bugging out, but we are back. So, plan for today is to just pretty much destroy quads. Same as normal. Same as freaking normal. I'm chilling out on squats still, so I mean, this is pretty much just going to be me sitting on the leg extension for a while, which, I've really got no problem with. For me, I feel like I can get a pretty complete activation of my quad from like the lower portion, like the teardrop by your knee, even up to, kind of my hip flexors a little bit. And by the time I finished the whole workout, and it was like 95% or literally 100% just leg extensions, I've still got a fucking freaky pump. They're sore as fuck. Well, okay, they're not sore, but they're like fatigued. Like I know I did something. And, obviously I've squatted a lot of weight, but over the last couple of years, my quad development has been based on probably 90% leg extensions. So, I am a fucking huge fan of them. I'll probably do a couple little bit of variations. Like, I'm sure towards the end I'll throw in some sissy squat drop sets, maybe some leg press drop sets. So that'll be, I'll do the same double leg, just burn out on the leg extension like normal. But then, immediately afterwards, jump onto the leg press and just, burn out again, essentially. Because, there is definitely some, like a different method of, let me see, what am I trying to say here? Like, the amount of tension that you're feeling on your quads, it does feel different in a leg extension versus like a pressing movement. So I'm not saying there's no merit to pressing movements at all. Probably almost the contrary. Pressing movements are fucking good for you. But for me, freaking leg extensions are getting done today. I'm sure squats and other heavy shit are going to get phased in, but, to an extent, they're almost a little bit extra, a little bit extra fatiguing. The only reason I do squats in the beginning is, the reason that I only do one set of squats in the beginning of my leg day is just because it's so systemically fatiguing. Because I'm fucking, burning out my quads, obviously, which is a good thing. But I'm also getting a ton of work on my glutes, lower back. By the time I'm done with the set of squats, I need to take a minute. Which, sure, it does fucking stimulate my quads like nothing else. But it's just working so much else that I don't feel like it's worth a ton of volume. And then same thing to an even greater extent with deadlifts, right? Sure, you can probably get some pretty decent back activation, from around the fucking whole back, lower back, lats, traps, everything. Which, good, that's what you want to do on a back day. But you're wasting energy if the goal is a back pump by working your hamstrings, working your glutes. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, on a back day, I'd rather spend the amount of energy that I would spend on 3 sets of heavy deadlifts doing pull downs or chest supported rows. Pretty much the name of the game for bodybuilding training, right? Or training in such a way that you're trying to grow specific portions of your body, which is fucking bodybuilding. It's about isolation. I see a lot of posts where people hate on, really, it's honestly just one guy. He's like hating on, really just hating on bodybuilders. He's like promoting, an athletic, you want to build an athletic body, right? An exercise is only good if it activates your whole system and your core and your stabilizers. Anyway, fuck yeah, cool. If you're an athlete, then sure, fucking do that. But I'm trying to build bigger quads. So how am I going to do that? Guess what? I'm going to sit on the fucking leg extension and go crazy. It seems to be working. So get ready for what may end up being 11 sets of the exact same set, just fucking repeated. I'll see if I want to throw some variations in or not. And then at the end we can do a little bit of a pump check, just like normal. Spent a while warming up, just doing half the stack for a couple reps, a little more than half, and then almost the whole stack for a few, and then the whole stack for a couple, just to make sure everything feels good. So decently warm, not pumped yet at all. I am a bit strong for this machine. Like, I don't know. I could do some single leg, but I don't want to really push the weight that hard. I've I've gone so heavy on one leg at a time that I've actually kind of like pulled a little something up here in my closer to my hip flexor before. So I think I'll just stick with the stack, and then the first set I'll do the reps a bit more slow and controlled, just given the fact that I'm a bit stronger on them. Like if I were to just try to bust out as many reps as possible, like speed reps, I'm sure I could maybe get 30. Whereas after a couple sets where I go slow or really control it, then I'll probably only be able to get like 20 at the most. So first two sets I'll try to squeeze it kind of hard, or at least harder than normal, go a bit slower. But then as I get more and more fatigued, I'm really just trying to sit here and just, burn out as hard as possible. But, get comfortable. I'm going to be here for a while. Fuck. Oh, shit. Okay. So, there's almost two kinds of reps being done at once. There's the initial phase where I'm strong, getting full extension, squeezing hard at the top, then back down. And then, once I physically just can't get the weight that high up anymore, I'm kind of staying more so in the lower range of motion. Just fucking trying to get as many partials out as I can. As many partials. So, I've still got a ways, my fucking brain's fried right now. I got a ways to go, but this kind of reminds me of why people hate on arm day, because it's so monotonous. Like, they don't like doing arms because you're working your biceps by just doing fucking a whole workout of curls and then a whole workout of push downs. I hear the same thing about shoulders. Like, 10 sets of lateral raises? It's so boring. For one thing, it's not boring, but there's no benefit to doing just a huge variety of movements for a single muscle. I mean, as far as I can fucking tell, this is more than enough. Well, this is just enough. But whatever, a couple more. Actually, a lot more. You know that. Fuck. Oh, Christ. Oh, there we go. Perfect. God hand anime funk edit. This will be good. So I talked about maybe some variations earlier. I'm just gonna fucking sit here, finish off with I think 4 more straight sets and be done. So I'm actually gonna transition to a little bit lighter sets and do some single leg. So these will be a little bit more controlled, you know, really try to fucking squeeze on top. But same thing, I'll probably try to get a couple partials out at the end. All right, looks like I lied. Last 2 sets, I will do the sissy set, drop set. Sissy set, sissy squat, drop set. There we go. Holy shit, dude. Fuck. Oh. One more. If I were to describe these fucking sissy squats, you know, assuming you don't have really bad knees, because I mean, if you're if you're prone to some knee soreness, these are probably not your best move. But assuming your knees, it feels good in your knees, it feels like I'm just fucking loading the spring. Because my quads are so pumped, like they don't even want to bend this far down. Like just naturally, they're trying to, contract. So one more of these and we're fucking done. Oh, fuck. Oh, holy fuck, dude. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go check the pump. There we go. Exposure down. Dude, fuck. The elevator is broken. And I was, like, no joke, holding onto that fucking rail for dear life when I was going down the steps. They better fix that shit ASAP. So quads. I mean, what the fuck did I do that was really fucking hard? Or hard, I'm not, obviously, I probably went pretty hard. But what did I do that was so complicated? Fucking nothing, right? You could ask any, honestly, I mean, I've made this analogy before. The guy who goes in and does just the perfectly selected sets and exercise, he's got the perfect exercise selection, 3 sets of leg press, slow controlled tempo reps, 2 sets of whatever the fuck, I don't know, you get the idea. He's not going to make any more gains if he's lifting with half the intensity of, just the fucking normal ass dude going into the gym and saying, okay, I'm going to go on leg press until I throw up. Or you get the idea. Fucking no workout will beat, or no. What am I trying to say? The level of optimality, that doesn't sound like a real fucking word. No. The perfect workout will never outweigh the amount of intensity that you bring to the lift. That's my main point.
7:45, child watch and kids time will be closing at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, get your kids. So, yeah, fucking.
Child watch and kids time will be closing in 15 minutes.
All right, we get it. Thank you. But, yeah, the guy who goes in and just goes fucking crazy will most certainly stimulate more growth than the guy who just does a half-assed lift, even if his exercise selection is like more optimal or he's getting more recruitment of this or that. Like there's benefits to having a good workout routine, obviously. Like I'm not saying don't try to optimize your lifts.
Good evening, YMCA members and yes.
Do not say the same thing.
It is now 6:50. It's now 7:50. I'll get this right. It is 7:50.
Oh my goodness.
Child watch at kids time will be closing in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Back to what's really important. So I was making this point about triceps as well. Like I'm fucking pumped right now. Just sitting here, my quads are larger than normal. That is a fucking factual statement if I've ever heard one. But I've lost some separation. Like you can kind of see some shit going on, right? You got this sort of outside sweep, this little teardrop looking thing, and then this kind of middle part. But when your quads are pumped up, everything just kind of blends together. I don't want to say the exact same points I always say during a quad pump, but I am excited to get, considerably leaner purely due to the fact that my quads not only will look more separated, right? That these 3 portions will just, the lines will be sharper between them. But once you're big enough, you start to develop these little fibers going across the sides of them. Like, you know that clip of any fucking crazy bodybuilder, Chris Bumstead, anybody show Ready Lean? Their chest, they've always got fucking fibers crawling across them, right? Chest is probably the easiest one to get those. Even if you're small and lean, you can see them. But triceps and quads, once you start to get feathering, that's when you know you're starting to develop some muscle. That is when you freaking know. So let's see, how does this feel? Like, this is what I was talking about in the sissy squats. I'm not even fucking activating my quads at all. They're just so like fucking pumped and tense that this is just as low as I can get. And it's just like fucking, oh, just like holding me up. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. Fucking, well, that's all I freaking got. So, what else is there? I mean, yeah, I guess I literally said there's nothing else to say. Let's just get in the car. That was a sick pump, though. We'll have a quad only day. Oh, wait, no, there we go. Okay, I know what I was about to say. Oh, rewind. I was gonna say, I have been slacking on my calves. For a solid period of time, what I do is I do calves at the end of every lift, about 8 sets or so, just, to get a pump. Because, in my mind, the logic is your quads, calves. If I said quads before, I meant calves. Your calves are going to benefit from daily stimulation, right? Because they're the only fucking muscle that's just constantly holding your body weight all fucking day. Well, I guess that doesn't really explain it, but you get the idea, right? I've made the reference how, a lot of heavier dudes, not even fucking like hardcore lifters, they'll just have big ass calves because guess fucking what? Their calves get some daily stimulation from carrying around a lot of mass. So if you're, even sub 200, you're probably not giving your calves enough work just from walking around every day. So that's been my method of calf training pretty much ever since the beginning of my lifting. Because I remember watching some old school dudes who were saying that, calves require daily stimulation, right? They're a stubborn muscle, whatever. You get the old school logic. And guess what? All the dudes that said that had big ass fucking calves, right? Now, I'm not trying to tell you that just because someone is muscularly developed, that it means they have, 100% reliable insider knowledge on training and nutrition and whatnot. But you got to take into consideration they're fucking big. They did it somehow, right? Maybe they just did something that works for them, and it may not work for you, but maybe it will work for you. So I always find it's a reasonable idea to ask bigger dudes for some advice. What happened? How's it daytime? I don't know. I don't know what I was fucking thinking. I just fucking drove home without talking, like a fool. No, I know what happened. I was on somebody called me and I was talking to him for a while, so I didn't want to have to call him back later. So instead of post-leg car talk for this second portion, we got the pre-cardio talk. I know, you guys, it's kind of weird, You usually watch me do bench or squat or curls, and you're like, hey, I do that. It's cool, it's fun, it's relatable, right? Not a lot of you can relate to this drive right here, because I'm going to the gym not to do a weight-based workout, but to get my cardio done, which you should all be fucking doing. Literal life hack. I mean, come on. I've explained this before. It's good for you. You'll be leaner. You'll have a better metabolism. You won't get so winded during your fucking workouts. If you thought I breathe heavy now after a couple of heavy sets, if I wasn't doing cardio, it would be much worse. God damn it. Not that I think it's bad now, but I was about to say something, I forget. But yeah, I mean, do your cardio. Come on, you get the idea. So it's bright and early, 8:45. That's early for me. I've been, oh my god, I haven't been getting out of bed before noon for the last couple of days because I'm moving back to school in a couple of days, the beginning of next week. So I always take the last week and a half-ish of the summer off on the summer job, just so I can chill out a bit. So I've been taking advantage of that extra rest. So let's think about this. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about the leg day. That was a fucking solid ass pump. Literally just so I mean I kind of like having my steering wheel a little bit lower, like just kind of the setting of it. So it's pretty close to my legs now. But after I get a leg pump, it's almost fucking hard for me to scoot them in under the to scoot them in under the wheel when I get in the car. Eventually, I'm gonna have to fucking adjust the wheel upwards to get in, and then put it back down once I'm all situated. Which very good problem to have in the context of wanting to get some fucking tree trunks below the hips, if you know what I'm talking about. So plan for today: go do the cardio, 30 minutes, seated bike. I'll come back. I don't have a ton of just like snack food at home. Like I've got a ton of meats and protein powders and stuff like that, eggs, but I don't really have a ton of carbs. And right now I'm just trying to get as full as possible for this last week, 2 weeks before I start trying to trim down. So I think on the way back from the gym to do this cardio, I'll probably get the thing of chocolate milk again. So is that really is 8 cups a half gallon? I don't know the math on that. But yeah, I'll probably get one of those. That's going to be like 1,600 calories-ish, 80 grams of protein, 80 grams of fat, 240 grams of carbs. After I slam that, I'll probably end up taking a nap. But then I'll get some cereal in me. So before I actually go in to do my chest workout tonight, I'm sure I'm going to get at least 500 grams of carbs into the system. So in terms of like your strength and your fullness, in a bulking context, having a lot of carbs at your disposal, and being like completely full it's I wouldn't say like a complete. Actually, I probably would say it's a fucking game changer, right? Because across the board, right, if you're trying to lose weight, so you're dieted, you're depleted, or if you're trying to gain weight, right, when you're full of carbs, in both those contexts, you'll definitely feel better in the gym if you're fully hydrated and you have a lot of electrolytes in your system. Like, being hydrated doesn't just mean you have a lot of fluids in your system, right? You need some sodium, calcium, all this good shit. I'm not a biochem major, so I don't know the fucking exact process. But those, having a ton of electrolytes, that's literally what fucking makes your muscles contract. Some kind of shit like that. So you gotta think, if you're dehydrated, then your muscles are simply gonna contract in a less optimal, they'll be in a less optimal state. I'm not necessarily one to preach optimalness, but I guess I kind of am in a sense. So right now, I'm trying to gain weight, so that means every lift, I want to be as full as fucking possible and as hydrated as possible. So if I were to guess my next couple of meals, I think of chocolate milk, and probably a couple of packs of ramen. So that'll be even more carbs too, but a ton of fucking sodium, i.e. electrolytes. I'll probably drink a jug of, I don't know, maybe 100 grams of cluster dextrin. The hostile cluster dextrin. It's just kind of an easily digestible carb. So I'll just mix that in with, I don't know, maybe probably liter of water at least, maybe a liter and a half. So that's the mixed berry. I feel like it'd be kind of weird to drink the unflavored one. That would just kind of be like, slightly sweetened water. But tons of carbs, good amount of electrolytes, protein here and there. The protein, if you're thinking about your diet, it's not so important to time, right? I've had days where, a long time ago, I used to kind of be into the fasting. I was kind of getting into that when I was dieting. So I would wait until like 3 o'clock to start eating. So that means from the morning until 3, I didn't have anything. So I was definitely like extra depleted during that time. But what was I trying to say? Whatever. So what I was really trying to say is the protein, you're not gonna feel it, right? Whether you get 50 grams of protein in the morning, or whether you get 50 grams of protein in pre-workout, or whether you get fucking 200 grams of protein in pre-workout, that's not really going to affect your energy levels or your strength levels, right? I would say the macro, which is which is the strongest factor in how you'll feel in the gym, is going to be your carbs. Just because they have a pretty direct correlation with your muscles' fullness. If you catch my drift. Haven't had a ton of carbs yet. I just ended up finishing some sushi. Not finishing, but I got extra sushi last night. So that was breakfast. Really only like 60 grams of carbs, maybe 25 grams of protein. Because I also got kind of like a little fucking like rice bowl, If you've ever seen the Kroger sushi, you know what I'm talking about. So you go in here, do the cardio, and then go back home and eat some fucking food. So hopefully, eventually, this will be you driving to the gym to do cardio on a consistent basis. Whether or not I actually have faith that you will. Let's just not discuss the matter. But that's pretty much all I got. Get ready for chest tomorrow. Well, I'm getting ready for it today, but you'll see it tomorrow. So I will freaking see you next time.